So I just finished watching this fight and I was extremely impressed by Marvin Vettori's striking. His movement, composure, and defense in this fight was just absolutely amazing, and he was constantly making Hermansson miss by sliding just out of range of his strikes and landing his powerful and laser accurate left straight, which was really the story of this fight. Besides countering, the main method that Vettori used to set up his left straight was by stepping outside the lead foot of Hermansson. As you may know, when two fighters are in opposite stances, the best way to line up your rear hand straight is to step your lead foot outside of the opponent's lead foot, which creates an angle for the straight right down the center, in between the opponent's guard. Along with this, he was covering or grabbing onto the lead hand of Hermansson, which severely limited his defense. Now, to his credit, Hermansson was also looking for the lead outside foot advantage, but the problem was that he was trying to land his right hook after taking the outside foot, which didn't work, as the shorter range of the hook made it much easier for Vettori to slide out of the way and counter with his left straight. This is textbook fundamental boxing, and it proves yet again that the basics, if done correctly, can get you very far. Hermansson's only defense against Vettori's left straight was to lean away and try to roll with the strike, but he was still hit by it over and over again, which eventually led to the knockdown in the first round. Now in the next round, Vettori seemed to slow down a bit. He wasn't as active with his feet and his output dropped a bit. This is where Hermansson started to up the volume and push the pace, but Vettori's movement and counter-striking was still able to prevail. Hermansson also tried to go for takedowns in this round, but Vettori was able to thwart all of them. His balance and strength was just too much for Hermansson, and he always seemed to be one step ahead. One noteworthy wrestling exchange happened 4 minutes and 26 seconds into the second round. Hermansson shot in for a single leg and tried to transition to a double, but his poor posture when going for the takedown along with Vettori's hand fighting didn't allow him to properly drive for the double leg, and so he changed back for the single. At this point, Vettori is sprawled on top of him, which made it very difficult to finish the takedown. Vettori couldn't quite make up his mind on whether he wanted to try and slip the shoulder or fight the right hand of Hermansson, but during this time, Hermansson managed to tuck his feet underneath him and fix his posture, which allowed him to elevate Vettori and finish the single leg. Hermansson now tries to reach over to Vettori's left leg in order to put him flat on the mat and potentially get to leg mount and establish actual control, but just as he lets go of the single leg, Vettori is able to post up and kick his left leg away from Hermansson's grip, and once again, he was now sprawled on top of Hermansson. Hermansson manages once again to regain his posture. He elevates Vettori and tries to finish the single leg, but Vettori's balance prevails, and due to Hermansson trying to finish the takedown by driving towards the inside of Vettori's leg, it allowed Vettori to finally slip the shoulder and hit the switch, which opened up the grip of Hermansson on Vettori's leg. With Hermansson now being off balance, with all his weight leaned in towards his head, Vettori simply elevates and pushes into Hermansson's right leg, which allows him to ground Hermansson and even get on top of him. This was an absolutely amazing display of fight IQ from Marvin Vettori. Round 3 is where Hermansson's pace and output really started to take over. By this point, Vettori was breathing very heavy and his movement and output were significantly worsened compared to the first round. Hermansson was finally able to land his right hook continuously on the now tired Vettori and even appeared to stun him on a few occasions. This was the only round of the fight that Hermansson won. Rounds 4 and 5 were an absolute war. Hermansson was still pushing the pace and trying to gain numbers on the scorecards, but Vettori managed to catch a second win and was now able to go tit for tat with Hermansson every step of the way. Ultimately though, Vettori won the fight 49-46 on 2 of the judges' scorecards and 49-45 on one of them. Once again, this was an amazing showing of evolution in Vettori's game, not only in his striking but also in his grappling and fight IQ. He was able to outclass Hermansson in every aspect of the fight, with only one minor hiccup in the third round. So by next week, Vettori is officially going to be in the top 5, and I think the only 2 opponents that make sense for him are Robert Whittaker or Paulo Costa, as both of them fought the champion and lost. The fight is a perfect title eliminator and could take Vettori to a title shot. For Hermansson, I think he should either fight Jared Cannonier or Darren Till. He was booked to fight them before, and it's a sensible fight to make as all 3 of them are coming off a loss to a title contender. So that was just a quick breakdown I felt I just had to make. I'm currently working on my next UFC prospects video, and it should be out probably towards the end of next week. So make sure to be on the lookout for that one. If you like this type of content, then make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.